Another example of these hemotionals failing and flailing out of South Korea. This article says South Korean man attacks shop clerk he thought was a feminist. Definitely an example of failing and flailing. A man in South Korea has been arrested for a late night attack on a female convenience store worker after thinking she was a feminist. This is that's a reason for attacking someone. Closed caption TV footage showed the man in his 20s entering the store in the southeastern city of Jeonju after midnight and attacking this woman. He also assaulted another customer in his 50s who tried to intervene. Police said he had attacked the woman because she had short hair, so assumed she was a feminist. He said, "Since you have short hair, you must be a feminist. I'm a male chauvinist, and I think feminists deserve to be assaulted." He told her, according to police comments reported by the Korean Herald newspaper. He continued his assault until he was stopped by police who arrived on the scene. Authorities said he had been in a drunken state and was previously diagnosed and treated for schizophrenia. Among economically advanced countries, South Korea is frequently ranked as one of the worst for working women with poor gender equality. Anti feminist feeling has also increased in recent years, particularly among young men who feel they have been disadvantaged by reverse discrimination. After Friday's attack, the woman in her 20s suffered serious ear and ligament injuries but was not in a life threatening condition, police said. The intervening customer also suffered face and shoulder fractures after being hit with a chair. Police said they had applied for a warrant on Sunday to keep the alleged perpetrator in custody. The woman with short cropped hair had been the target of attacks before in South Korea, where many misogynistic commenters associate the hairstyle with feminism, a term that has been equated with being a man hater. In 2021, a viral solidarity campaign saw women showing off their short hairstyles in defense of an Olympic archer who won several gold medals at the Tokyo Games but received a torrent of abuse online for having short hair. Now, I've been talking about South Korea. Just last week, I talked about how women in their 30s were entering the workforce more. I've also talked about how the birth rate has plummeted off a cliff. And many people talk about the economy. They put a price tag on these women's wombs. They talk about the pension and the aging population, but they do not talk about what the women in South Korea are facing. So this bottom paragraph talked about what happened with the Olympic archer in 2021. Let's talk about that, and let's talk about short hair. So this article came out in 2021. Why South Korean women are reclaiming their short hair. And this is the archer. When South Korean archer An San won 3 Olympic gold medals in Tokyo, what greeted her back home wasn't just praise. There was a flood of criticism as well. Why? Because she has short hair. Among the many insults that flew her way, An was labeled a feminist, a loaded term in South Korea often associated with being a man hater. One man said in a post, "It's good she got a gold, but her short hair makes her seem like she's a feminist. If she is, I withdraw my support. All feminists should die." All. Okay. But as criticism of her grew, so did a campaign to defend her. Thousands of women across the country began posting pictures of themselves with short hair, declaring that it did not make them any less of a woman. Women in South Korea have long battled discrimination and misogyny, but over the last decade, they have made steps forward from the country's Me Too campaign to the abolition of its abortion ban. So, will this latest movement do anything to propel further change? Han Ji-young is a woman at the heart of the short hair campaign on Twitter and created it under the hashtag women underscore shortcut underscore campaign. She told the BBC she was troubled when she saw not one or two, but many misogynistic comments about An coming up on every male dominated online community. These anti feminists are largely young men, but also include older men and even some women. This kind of mass attack sends the message that men can control the female body and the message that females need to hide their feminist identity. I thought starting a campaigned for women to show off their short hair and to show solidarity to female Olympians would be effective in tackling both issues. Tens of thousands of images began pouring in, many women showing before and after images of themselves with long hair and short hair. Others said Aung San's hair inspired them to go out and get haircuts themselves. But why is short hair associated with being a feminist? Hwang Jung, author of an upcoming book on South Korea's Me Too movement, said the two were seen as intertwined after Cut the Corset movement in 2018, where young women challenged long-held beauty ideals by wearing short haircuts and no makeup. Since then, short cropped hair has become something of a political statement among many young feminists. The feminist awakening drew a strong backlash by men who thought they had gone too far. Just a reminder, because I've talked about this, I've talked about South Korea, and I will continue to talk about South Korea because their 4B movement has been incredible in what they have done in their country. Their birth rate is 0.78. It has tumbled. And the leaders can't get a hold of it because they are leaning into their anti-feminist rhetoric. And so women are just saying no to marriage, dating, sex, and babies, period. That 4B movement has been clutch and it has been impactful. And they're seeing it. And it's going to impact their economy, it's going to impact social relations, it's going to impact so many things. But I just wanted to remind y'all that their birth rate is at 0.78. It's probably going to be worse come next year when we start to see the numbers. And I am highlighting them because women are not safe globally. And this is showing the power of what women can do when they actually try, when they actually opt out and put action behind their words, action behind their movements. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know what you think. Like, comment, share.